What is up, fam? Today we are doing the first podcast of Revelation Pictures. I decided to go ahead and just start shooting this on here, and I'm gonna make a whole playlist for podcast and then for vlogs and all that, and it's gonna be awesome. For our first podcast, the topic is going to solely be happy. So to start it off, I mean, we can't, deny the fact that COVID has definitely taken a big impact on our lives. So, I know everyone's dealing with it in their own way. Joseph, how are you?
It's like everybody, it's affecting me. Especially with at the beginning of COVID, I was actually still in school. So, and I don't learn well, online, so that really, kind of, fucked things up.
Yeah, online school, I definitely could not do that. I totally understand why a bunch of people would be, dropping out, and I know a lot of people have actually done that. As far as, keeping your mental health in check, through times where you may not be able to do the things that keep you happy, it kind of sucks, and you kind of have to learn to deal with it. One of the things personally for me that I've not been able to do is all of my live music has been taken away, and it is terrible. What are some things that you can think of that you can't do anymore?
Well, for one, going to the movie theater, that was kind of like my go-to thing whenever I was so bored. I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, what are we gonna do? And I was like, oh, well, let's just go see a movie. I don't care if I've already seen it. It was like a default thing. It's like I always enjoyed going to the movies.
Yeah.
So now they're all closed.
That was a fun theater too. I don't even know are they gonna reopen?
I don't know. They reopened for like a little bit and then they closed down again. So
do they shut down or close down temporarily?
I don't know about Regal. I heard AMC was going bankrupt.
Here's the thing. I don't know, that whole building is designed literally to be a movie theater. I don't know what else they would put in that.
A small strip mall? I don't fucking know.
Maybe.
I don't know if that'd work.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
Hopefully it'll reopen, but I guess we'll see. But I'm sure you've noticed, but I feel like a really big part of being, 18, 20, 25, whatever the case may be, is I feel like kind of around at this age, everyone expects you to have all of your shit figured out. And that's just really, really unrealistic, I sure as hell don't have everything figured out,
But you're going to expect somebody that's just starting college or just getting into the real world and just finishing high school that you need to have your shit figured out.
We're kids. We're literally kids.
It's quite literally bullshit.
It is. It really is. And, Gary Vee talks about this all the time. And, I love it. And he said, when your parents and grandparents and all these people tell you you should have your shit figured out, those are the same people that still don't have their shit figured out. And he's right. There's definitely a lot of pressure that everyone's supposed to have everything figured out, and it sucks because some people might not take it as well as others, and bottle up a whole bunch of stress and anxiety and all that, and it sucks.
Yeah, and I think that pressure computes or adds on to why the cases of mental illness in teens is getting so high.
Yeah.
It's because of so much stress.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I think a big part of, remaining, feeling full and happy and all that is quite literally to be nothing but you. A lot of people growing up, your parents, family, friends, whoever, I feel like they might have an idea of what they want you to be, and they may push you to do that, and that might not be at all what you want to be. For me personally, I knew I didn't want to go to college literally in 5th grade, so that wasn't a big thing that I had to get over. But you know, when it came time to like talk to my parents about it, they were really mad at first. And then, you know, I always stayed pretty true to myself with doing what I wanted to do. And, you know, we just moved out, got our own place, and, you know, my job is great. And then I'm growing a bunch on social media and all that. And, you know, I feel like if you do what you want to do and people really start to see that you're making it work, I feel like that takes a lot of pressure off the people that want you to do what they want, like your parents and all that. Like
it takes the pressure of them, like, scared that you're gonna fail at what they want, and then it's like, oh, like, they're happy.
Yeah, and that's another thing is, and you know, sometimes it might take the parents to develop a little more trust in you that, you know, you will figure it out and do what you want to do.
This is the first time he's wanted to go into his cage.
Fucking birds fucking up my podcast.
It says right here, one study found that nearly 80% of students failed to receive the mental health.
We need to fix that. It's like, it sucks because, you know, I feel like a lot of kids, you know, grow up in maybe a strict household. So they don't have, you know, maybe the guts to tell their parents, like, you know, this is the path that I want to go down. You know, I don't want to do what you want me to do. They end up doing a bunch of bullshit that they don't want to do, and it makes them really unhappy.
It's the pressure of society, too. It's like, it sucks, but it's like, you know, it's hard not to stay on that same, like, cusp of, you know, what reality once was.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like, in terms of, like, social media and all that, like, it's changed a lot. Like, you can make full careers out of doing things online now. Like YouTube
awesome.
and all that. It's great.
So that's one of the things that, like, is very hard for the parents these days to grasp. Is that we can give so much more.
Yeah. You know, in regards of, like, just kind of growing up and adulting and all that, you know, I mean, we moved out. We got this apartment, like, a month ago.
And it wasn't, like, a month or two ago. It wasn't even, like, easy either. This was, like, an entire process.
This was a whole thing. And day by day, we're figuring out how to do basic adult things that I don't remember learning in school.
Yeah.
It literally, we're kind of figuring it out as we go along. But, I mean, it's awesome. And, you know, you kind of find satisfaction in knowing that, like, oh, you know, I'm you know, kind of figuring things out and becoming more self-sufficient and all that, which is, I think, really important to day-to-day happiness.
Dude, okay, so I found this quote that kind of pertains to this. Is that it's by Alan Watts, and he says,
I like Alan Watts. He's cool.
He says, if you say that getting money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time.
Yeah.
You'll be doing things that you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is to go on doing things that you don't like doing. But, like, you know, again, like, it's unfortunate that, like, you know, that's how it is, and that's how, you know, people have to kind of, it's hard, a lot of people don't know that, like, especially people our age. It's like, they gotta figure out that it's like, you can do what you want to do.
Yeah,
like, don't let people stop you.
I mean, make sure you're driven and all that, and, you know, you're putting effort into it, but really, like, you know, you don't have to follow the traditional path of, you know, your family and what they did and all that, you know. I think that's a big part of just all in all happiness is literally being the most you can be, you know. And a lot of people, it's surprising, a lot of people don't do that. If you live a life, you know, being how others want you to be, you'll never truly live a life for you, you know. And the whole, it's just getting at, you know, you literally need to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
To be you. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think that, you know, some people feel so much pressure that they can't even do what they know what would make them happy, and they're not even doing it.
There's plenty of people out in the world that are doing stuff that doesn't make them happy.
A whole lot.
And they could be, like, very well off. Like businessmen, you know, lawyers, all these different people could be very well off, but they're completely unhappy, regardless of the wealth that they have, because it's not something they wanted to do. It's something their parents wanted them to do.
Well, yeah, you know, kind of wrapping this up, you know, in terms of day-to-day happiness, do whatever you got to do. Live it up. Try not to feel pressured by what everyone wants you to do. And, you know, I think once you do that, things will kind of start turning your way.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys, we're going to keep these short and sweet. That was podcast number 1. Be happy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and peace.